Hi, welcome to the KaiNexus Continuous Improvement Podcast. I'm Mark Graben, Senior Advisor with KaiNexus. Today I'm reading a blog post from our website written by Cade Jansen, one of the KaiNexians on our team. It's titled, Why Gemba Walks Matter and How to Make Them Work. If you'd like to read the blog post and share that with colleagues, look for a link in the show notes. Gemba walks have become a widely adopted management technique. Leaders gain valuable insights into organizational value flow and often discover improvement opportunities by directly visiting the work environment. This collaborative approach involves employees sharing details about their tasks and the reasons behind them. So why are Gemba walks important? Gemba walks are important for several reasons. They provide leaders with a firsthand understanding of the work environment, allowing them to observe processes and interactions directly. This enables the identification of inefficiencies, bottlenecks, and improvement opportunities. Gemba walks foster a collaborative approach by involving employees in discussions about their tasks and processes, encouraging open communication and idea sharing. The insights gained during Gemba walks contribute to informed decision-making and strategic planning as leaders develop a deeper appreciation for the challenges and successes occurring at the operational level. Gemba walks are a key practice for continuous improvement, enhancing transparency, employee engagement, and overall organizational effectiveness. Now, I'm going to editorialize a little bit here and raise the point that going to the Gemba means really observing the actual work and talking and listening to the people involved. Gemba walks shouldn't be limited to going out and looking at huddle boards or metrics boards that or maybe a step disconnected from the work. So make sure you go out there and observe the actual work, looking for safety and quality improvement opportunities. Don't just go out looking at metrics. Okay, back to the post. How do Gemba walks impact the bottom line? Gemba walks can impact the bottom line in both qualitative and quantitative ways. Qualitative impact: improved communication. Gemba walks enhance communication between leadership and frontline employees, fostering a culture of openness and collaboration. This can lead to improved teamwork and a positive work environment. Employee engagement. By involving employees in discussions about their work processes, Gemba walks increase engagement. Engaged employees are more likely to contribute innovative ideas and feel a sense of ownership in their roles. And a continuous improvement culture. Gemba walks promote a culture of continuous improvement by identifying areas for enhancement. This culture can lead to more efficient processes, reduced waste, and increased overall effectiveness. Quantitative impact. Increased productivity. Observing processes during Gemba walks can lead to changes that enhance productivity. This may result in measurable increases in output per unit of input, positively impacting the bottom line. Cost reduction. Identifying and addressing inefficiencies directly contributes to cost reduction. Whether it's streamlining workflows or minimizing waste, the financial impact can be significant. Quality improvement. Gemba walks can lead to improvements in product or service quality. Higher quality often translates to customer satisfaction, loyalty, and ultimately increased revenue. And shorter lead times. Understanding the workflow through Gemba walks may lead to streamlined processes and reduced lead times. This can result in faster delivery of products or services, contributing to improved customer satisfaction and revenue generation. So what are some examples of improvements resulting from Gemba walks? Specific improvements resulting from Gemba walks can vary depending on the industry and context, but here are some examples across different sectors. In manufacturing, reduction in machine downtime. Gemba walks identified maintenance issues, leading to improved preventive maintenance schedules and minimized downtime. Enhanced production line layout. Observations on the shop floor led to a more efficient layout, reducing material handling time and improving overall production flow. In healthcare, improved patient flow. Gemba walks in a hospital revealed bottlenecks in patient flow, leading to changes in scheduling and resource allocation for quicker and more efficient patient care. An enhanced medication dispensing process. Observations in a pharmacy led to a redesign of the medication dispensing process, reducing errors and improving overall accuracy. Office environments. Streamlined document approval process. Gemba walks in an office setting identified delays in document approvals, leading to the implementation of a more efficient approval workflow. Improved communication channels. Direct observations highlighted communication gaps, resulting in the adoption of better communication tools and practices. In retail, optimized shelf stocking process. Gemba walks in a retail store revealed inefficiencies in restocking shelves, leading to a redesigned stocking process for quicker and more organized shelf replenishment. Enhanced customer service. Observations in customer service identified opportunities to improve response times and service quality, resulting in increased customer satisfaction. In the service industry, faster order processing. Gemba walks in a service center identified delays in order processing, leading to the implementation of digital tools and process changes for quicker and more accurate order fulfillment. Improved customer support workflow. Observations in a call center led to changes in the customer support workflow, reducing resolution times and improving customer experience. These examples demonstrate how Gemba walks can pinpoint specific areas for improvement, leading to tangible enhancements in efficiency, quality, and overall performance across diverse industries. As a quick aside, the blog post includes a great infographic or visual document that you can download and share. It's about 11 steps to an effective Gemba walk. So again, look for a link to the blog post in the show notes. So we're going to go through, I'm going to read from the blog post, 11 steps for how to conduct a successful Gemba walk. Great results depend on thoughtful planning, execution, and follow-up. Here are the most important steps you can take to ensure that your next Gemba walk is successful. 1. Prepare the team. It's crucial for team members who will participate in the Gemba walk to have a clear understanding of its purpose and benefits. They should recognize that the ultimate goal is to eliminate obstacles that hinder their ability to contribute the maximum value. Discussing the walk in advance helps create a comfortable and open atmosphere, ensuring everyone is prepared and receptive to the interaction. One way to do that is to send out a free ebook that's shared and linked in the blog post. Free ebook about Gemba walks. Send that to the team who will be participating. That ebook is titled The Guide to Successful Gemba Walks. It's free. I hope you'll go check that out. Step 2, have a plan. Gemba walks should not be confused with management by walking around, or MBWA, a different approach in which leaders simply wander about and get involved in what employees are doing. A Gemba walk should have a defined purpose, often associated with a specific concern related to a KPI. During a Gemba walk, the manager asks very in-depth questions about the process being observed. Who's involved? What materials are used? What do you do? How do you know what to do? When does each task take place? What depends on the outcome? MBWA doesn't involve that degree of depth, nor does it usually have the same focus on asking open-ended questions. In fact, Dr. W. Edwards Deming, often called the father of quality evolution, said in his 1982 book, Out of the Crisis, management by walking around is hardly ever effective. The reason is that someone in management, walking around, has little idea about what questions to ask and usually does not pause long enough at any spot to get the right answer. So organizations that effectively use Gemba walks will create structure. For example, the health system ThedaCare created what they call stat sheets that provide consistent questions to be used by leaders at each level. Leaders also spend time at the Gemba to make sure they better understand the work. But at the same time, they don't worry about becoming experts in the work because they can rely on the insights and expertise of frontline staff. Step 3, follow the value stream. Frequently, the most significant improvement opportunities arise at the interfaces between processes, departments, or individuals. By tracing the flow of value, these critical points, prone to potential waste, can be observed and underlying issues can be uncovered. Encouraging employees to propose processes, shifts, or work areas for a Gemba walk is a valuable approach. This not only may reveal opportunities for improvement that might have been overlooked, but also transforms the process into a collaborative effort. Since frontline employees are actively engaged in the work, they're likely to provide insights into processes and areas that could benefit from an additional perspective. It's essential to recognize that the value brought to the table lies in offering a fresh perspective on existing processes. By involving people and identifying where this perspective would be most beneficial, you engage them in the improvement process and convey a supportive rather than critical approach. Step 4, always focus on the process, not people. It's impossible to understate how important this is. A Gemba walk is not intended as an employee performance evaluation. Its purpose is to observe, comprehend, and ultimately enhance processes. The walk should never carry a punitive tone, and it's not the appropriate time for engaging in employee task management. Preparing employees for the Gemba walk is beneficial by informing them that you'll be asking numerous questions about how, when, and why tasks are executed. Emphasize that you're not seeking quote-unquote right answers. Rather, you value responses that are honest and comprehensive. If tasks don't align with the standard, you want people to acknowledge rather than to conceal that. It's crucial for employees to recognize that your inquiries stem from a genuine desire to comprehend, devoid of any accusatory or confrontational intent. Step 5, document your observations. Because there's a lot going on during a Gemba walk, and you'll want to remember it all later, it's important to bring along tools to log your observations, including a way to log these observations. While we risk stating the obvious here, a way to jot down your observations is essential because the time to react to what you observe is after your Gemba walk, not during it. You'll need a way to remember what you saw and thought. Ideally, you'll be able to submit your observations into a continuous improvement platform, like KaiNexus, via a cell phone or tablet so you can follow up on them later, track their implementation, and record the impact of your Gemba walk. Pen and paper, Post-it notes, note cards, things like that will do in a pinch, but make sure you still follow up on them afterwards. A camera. It might be very useful later to browse through a gallery of images or maybe even a few quick bits of video. Be sure to be respectful of any people you might photograph. If cameras are not appropriate for your workplace, some graph paper can be used to sketch out the layout of people and equipment. That can be useful. And an open mind. Make sure you bring that. You don't want your observations to be tainted by preconceived notions. For example, don't assume that work is being performed to the standard or that each person performs each task in the same manner. Step 6, ask questions. During a Gemba walk, one of the challenges is setting aside preconceived notions about why work is conducted in a specific manner. Avoid assuming that everything adheres to the standard procedure. Instead, inquire with employees about the reasons behind their work processes. Ask about the documentation of tasks, their approach to handling exceptions, and the rationale behind the sequence of operations. The 5 W's provide an excellent structure for the questions you want to ask and answer during your Gemba walk. Who? Who are the people involved in the processes you observe? Who provides input to these processes? Who are the customers of the process? And here's an important pro tip. You shouldn't be asking who to blame for problems. What? What are the inputs and outputs of the process? What obstacles inhibit flow or produce waste? Where? Does the space where the work is performed conform to 5S? Are necessary materials and equipment conveniently located? Do you see or notice the waste of motion? When? Are process inputs available when needed? Is work from this process being pulled through by the next, or do outputs sit idle? Is the waste of waiting or inventory observed? And why? What value does this work add for the customer? Why are we doing it? Step 7, don't suggest changes during the walk. A Gemba walk provides an observational opportunity rather than an immediate call to action. Well, so I'll add and editorialize. If you see a safety problem, it's necessary and appropriate to take action right away. While the temptation to generally and kind of swiftly implement solutions is strong, it's essential to refrain and allow a period of reflection before making changes. Introducing solutions abruptly undermines individuals' capacity to learn and practice independent problem solving. Implementing an improvement cycle like DMAIC or PDSA ensures that any changes made are well considered and targeted to eliminate the identified issues with involvement from the individuals directly engaged in the work. So this is me adding some thoughts now. I think the one key thing is, being careful not to jump to solutions. Don't go out as a leader on a Gemba walk, being the solution person and jumping too quickly. Again, if there's an immediate safety risk, that's urgent, that's important. But we still want to make sure we're going through a thoughtful process where we understand the problem well, we understand root causes, and again, we're engaging the people in that work process instead of throwing solutions at them, no matter how good those solutions might be, because those solutions might not be good when we're the outsider doing a Gemba walk. Okay, back to the post. Oh, and there's also a link in the post to a free webinar recording titled Creating an Intentional People-Centered Culture. Again, look for a link in the show notes. Step 8, walk in teams. While not every Gemba walk needs to be a team endeavor, bringing along a leader from a different functional area of the organization can be a good way to get another point of view. We can call this fresh eyes. People who are less familiar with the process might ask a different set of questions that shed light on the work in a new way. Who should come along on a Gemba walk? Consider this. A peer from another department. It's easy to become so conditioned in the problems that we see frequently that we don't even notice them anymore. A second set of eyes, or more, less familiar with the processes and tasks of your team, might be very valuable, especially if you take frequent Gemba walks in that area. A vendor. If your team uses equipment, consumable products, or software, it might be useful to invite the vendor along on your walk. I'll add, if you're a KaiNexus customer, invite us to come and observe your processes. You can talk to your customer success manager about that. Those outside vendors might be able to suggest best practices or notice errors in how the product is being used. They may even uncover ways that they could improve the product to better fit your needs. And as KaiNexus, if we're one of your vendors and partners, we're very interested in ways we can improve the KaiNexus software platform. So let us know, talk to us. Involving a customer. This might be controversial, and it certainly isn't always a good idea. But today's customers value transparency, and they're often interested in seeing how the sausage is made, so to speak. They may also be able to identify things that they value less than you think. One of your sales representatives. It's important that the people who pitch your product to customers know how it's created and understand how every part of the process relates directly to customer value. Step 9. Mix up the schedule. We strongly advocate for leaders to schedule Gemba walks in their calendars, but it shouldn't become a routine occurrence set for the same time each month. To gain a comprehensive understanding of the process, it's advisable to conduct Gemba walks at different times of the day, days of the week, and times of the month. Step 10. Follow up with employees. Sometimes the results of a Gemba walk will be immediately obvious as changes are made or an improvement cycle is started. But even if there'll be no immediate action as a result of a particular walk, it's important to follow up with employees. Share what you've learned and communicate what next steps, if any, will occur, or if there's been delays, let people know about that and the reasons why. Many organizations turn to improvement software to help manage the follow-up that should occur after a Gemba walk. Because improvement software lets users capture ideas for improvement and execute on those ideas in that same platform, more improvements identified on a Gemba walk actually get implemented. It's easy for managers to assign improvement projects generated by the Gemba walk to individuals or teams, removing the friction that slows progress afterward. Smart notifications keep everyone in the loop and help make sure nothing falls through the cracks. Aside from the features that help organize and streamline this work, implementing technology of this sort sends a powerful signal to the team that incremental improvement is important, that managers aren't just asking for employee input for the sake of looking engaged during a Gemba walk, and that leadership is willing to make the investment necessary to propel positive change. Step 11, finally, return to the Gemba. If changes are implemented following a Gemba walk, be sure to return to the Gemba to observe those changes and verify that the desired result has been achieved. KPIs, key performance indicators, can give you some idea of how well the improvement is working, but nothing is as useful as firsthand observations. A big objection to all of this that a lot of people have is that they're too busy for regular Gemba walks. Our answer to that is that many of the activities that take up so much time can be eliminated by Gemba walks. You don't need to send emails back and forth or form a committee to hold a meeting to address many common process or workspace issues. A first-hand look in the Gemba can actually save many hours of reading second or third-hand accounts about an issue. The human brain processes images way more quickly than text, after all. Anything that speeds your understanding of what's happening on the front lines reduces the amount of time you have to spend trying to figure it out from afar. So to conclude, many of the techniques that our customers use to eliminate waste and streamline the flow of value to the customer are like Gemba walks, simple and incredibly powerful. But simplicity should not lead to complacency. Proper execution is essential for the best results. Sticking with these best practices will help ensure that you come away from each walk with the information you need to make good decisions about how to improve processes and results. So that's a blog post. Again, look for a link in the show notes to read and share that with your team, with your colleagues, or with your leaders. Check out the free ebooks and webinars that are included there. And in general, I hope you'll come check out our blog. It's at blog.kinexus.com. You can subscribe to get new blog posts sent to you by email, or you can come and check out the blog anytime. So again, thanks for listening. On behalf of the team at KaiNexus, this is Mark Graban. We'll see you. You'll hear us next time.